You are ascending. You are in an ascending position. If you don't think so, just look at how you have changed since being regenerated. There is a way we can assist in our ascension. We can continually be in an attitude of love and forgiveness. The way we can do that is simply to renew our mind. I do not let negative thoughts stay in my mind. We all have negative thoughts because you cannot control what comes into your mind, but when negative thought enters, if you don't dwell on it, it has no power. Some folks believe that what you think has no power. But I have proven with over 50 years' experience. Your thoughts when dwelled upon brings about what you experience. When I first learned about the universal law of attraction, I was a Christian living in almost total defeat, and that's all I could think and talk about. However, when I begin to believe in the law of attraction, I would spend all day refusing to think those negative thoughts, and it took me quite a bit of time to do that. Then at night time alone thinking about and confessing the truth that I knew was in my heart. I would confess things like I am not a smoker. I am a living, breathing, glorious Christian. Learning to refuse negative thoughts and confessing what I believed in my heart. My life began to conform to my thoughts and confessions. Over a period of time, I changed so much that I became a totally different person. Another example was my temper. I had a horrible temper. And it took me quite a bit of time to overcome it. I used to fly off the handle and be angry whenever things didn't go my way. Carol and I were married for 2 or 3 years when we went to buy a new car. The car we had was not very old, and when the salesman offered me the amount for the car we were trading in, I got so angry and told him off so completely that he actually cried. Carol convinced me to apologize to him, and she said that was the first time she saw me angry. I realized at that time I still had some anger to deal with. I have said for years that you cannot change yourself. But as Jesus said, I of my own self can do nothing, but the Father within me does the work. Although we can do nothing of ourselves, there is the Spirit within us that begins to ascend. And we become a being of unconditional love. Now many times when I speak in an assembly, people will weep sensing the presence of the Lord. One of the most wonderful things you can experience in this world is to speak knowing the Spirit within you is doing the speaking. Never think that you are less than anyone else. The only one who thinks you are less than is your own mind, which will always condemn and make you feel hopeless. The scripture says, Job 32 verse 8, "But there is a spirit in man, and the inspiration of the Almighty giveth them understanding." Words by Gary Sigler. Gary Sigler's website sigler.org.